All right, man, let's change tone drastically and talk about a suspect in a mass shooting that left 5 dead as he fired randomly at victims. The Philadelphia police say this is interesting. These kind of people are out here, y'all. Just got to let you know. We learn and unlearn on this show. All right. Suspect in a mass shooting that left 5 dead was firing randomly at his victims wearing a bulletproof vest and a ski mask. Wow. He was firing randomly at victims in their vehicles and pedestrians in Southwest Philly. Wow. He wounded 2 others and killed 5. So the police commissioner told reporters armed and armored assailant was firing seemingly at random people, including a mother driving her twins home. What happened last night was an unimaginably disgusting and horrifying. So the man accused of fatally shooting 5 people told police and some in substance that he carried out the attack to clean up the neighborhood. 2 law enforcement sources told reporters, and the victims were between 15 and 59 years old. A 15-year-old dead, 20-year-old dead, 29-year-old dead, 31-year-old dead, 59-year-old dead, 2 2-year-olds, a 13-year-old, and a 33-year-old also injured. Okay. So he posted something while they were doing the investigation. He since deleted the social media page believed to belong to the accused gunman. Someone did. He's a 40-year-old man by the name of Kim Brady Carricker that includes a series of posts about guns, the Second Amendment, and the loss of freedoms. Most recent public post on the social media page was made, and it showed a video advertisement for Tactical Weapons Accessories Company. Video shows a man in tactical gear holding what appears to be a military-style rifle. The only thing more terrifying than blindness is being the only one who can see. He posted that same day. Also, other witnesses said that he had been exhibiting abnormal behavior for quite a while. So what's the onus of those witnessing that abnormal behavior? Obviously, it's something. You got to tell. This whole snitches get stitches and no snitching and I can't help nobody. We've had enough stories on this show alone that says when you smell something, tell somebody else it stinks over there. All right? Just that simple. You can call the police on me. If you think I'm wilding, call the police on me. I'm going to tell you why. Because when they come over here, I'm going to explain everything. And they'll be like, oh, he good. Because I ain't got nothing to hide. I'm not doing anything. It's not, to me, intrusive to ask me questions. It's not intrusive to me to say, yo, people are saying there's crazy stuff going on. What crazy stuff? Oh, man, stop. This is the explanation for that. Oh, okay. All good. All right. So officers arrested Carricker during a chase on foot, and he had an AR-style rifle, 9mm handgun, a scanner that tracks emergency response radio traffic, and was wearing a bulletproof vest and ski mask. Authorities said it appears only the rifle was fired during the rampage. Wow. Both the AR and a 9mm gun in his possession were privately made weapons known as ghost guns, y'all. Y'all heard of them. The firearms didn't have any markings and are not traceable. Kits from which the guns are made are sold online without the buyer needing a background check and without serial numbers on the parts. That's where we are now, y'all. You can just make a gun. You can literally make a gun, use it, and then they can't even track it, trace it. No serial numbers, etc. So in a court hearing, Carricker was arraigned on charges of murder, attempted murder, assault, reckless endangerment, and weapons charges, and was ordered held without bail. He was not required to enter a plea. Nobody gives a damn what you think. Man, innocent till guilty. Yeah, you know what? I always say that, except if you see somebody shooting up people, they are dead, and you arrest that sack person, you're not innocent. Like, what do we call that in the judicial system? I'm not talking to you and I. In the judicial system, that happened, right? This dude shot up all these people, killed them. They caught him. He's not innocent till proven guilty, is he? Wow, that got to be a whole show. I don't even understand what to do with that one. The shooting is one of at least 350 mass shootings in the U.S. so far, according to the Gun Violence Archive. And we define a mass shooting as which 4 or more people are shot, not including the shooter. Okay. Here's the thing. I know some people saying he's crazy and insane, right? But he's smart enough to go through all these precautions, but then crazy enough to actually do it. This is a new hybrid of insanity that we're dealing with. I say new because all of these mechanisms in place. Think about it. The defense tactics he has on the bulletproof vest. He made his own guns. He's been obviously researching this. So, you know, whatever you want to say about the cat, you can't say that exactly about his IQ or his intent or his research or his readiness and preparedness for this moment, which is a new strand, it feels like, of insanity, because it's harder to detect these people. It's harder to find this person. It's harder to put out the pre-search. It's always going to be the post-reaction to the incident if they're getting this sophisticated. So crazy, because the only fix I can see, seriously, is the fix of reinforcing the value of life. And that needs to be replenished as a collective. And there's so many variables to it, whether you're saying your religion or whatever your higher beliefs are. We need to have that. Everyone should have a higher belief in themselves than just themselves. I believe that. And that's not necessarily religion, but religion takes that role. But you got to believe in more than you. If not, you're going to be a selfish dog. Even if you don't believe in, like, I'm not talking about karma necessarily or God necessarily. I'm just saying, if you don't think there's more to this than just you and your existence, we got to have a conversation. And I would love to have that, because you got to talk about family, right? And then your health, your wealth, your higher beliefs, etc., because that will bring us closer together. But the question is, how do you prevent these mass shootings? How do you respond to them? Like reading history, reading holy books, the civilization of life. We some killers. Human beings know how to tear up some stuff. And the way to prevent this is to mitigate it, right? The way to prevent this is to try to make sure that we're doing everything to undermine these opportunities for this to happen. So intelligence. But we as a collective community need to just get back to being a community to lower the numbers. It'll never go away, y'all. Let's stop lying to each other. We all cross our fingers and, pray, do whatever we do to make sure we're not the one in harm's way. But I think we got to go one more step to make sure that the person next to you is not the one harming. I tell everyone now, you can build up this great existence and these, Teflon walls of great education and higher education, Ivy League, and go to the league and go be a VP, a CEO, teacher, whatever. You build your fort. You build your fortress. Whatever you think about life, you still have to coexist with those who may not have built their fort, may not have built their fortress. And now that's where the conversation gets real. That's when you have to realize that there's more to it. That's why there's a higher being. That's why there's more to than just being yourself, because you have to live on this planet with others. And if you're sitting there in that divide of have and have-nots, you got to make sure that coexistence is done with appreciation and value. If not, the have-nots are not going to feel as good. And have-not is not just about finances. Oh, no, rich people. What did that? The Silicon Valley execs stabbed the dude, stabbed another founder, killed him. Now, that was some love triangle stuff, they say. But the point is, you can have a lot of money and still do some crazy stuff. So let's just make sure we know what community really looks like and raise our hand to be a part of it.